Chapter 1, The Jungle Lair. Page 1. The passage provides a vivid portrayal of Assam's geographical and cultural richness beyond its reputation for tea production. It describes Assam as a region characterized by three distinct longitudinal divisions. 1. Foothills under the eastern Himalayas. These foothills are depicted as tangled and irregular in shape, creating a rugged terrain. They serve as a buffer between the plains and the Himalayas. 2. Rugged range parallel to the foothills. This range runs parallel to the eastern Himalayas, adding to the region's topographical diversity and providing habitat for various flora and fauna. 3. Long open valley. The valley, stretching for 450 miles, is dominated by the mighty Brahmaputra River. This valley is described as open and expansive, providing fertile land for agriculture and settlements. The hills on both sides of the valley are highlighted as particularly significant. Covered in thick jungle and rising to heights of up to 10,000 feet, they offer a striking contrast to the valley below. These hills are depicted as a series of interconnected groups and peaks, creating a diverse landscape. Importantly, the passage emphasizes the human aspect of Assam's landscape. It describes the hills as home to various tribes, each with its own distinct culture and way of life. Despite their diversity, these tribes are interconnected, forming a network of communities nestled within the hills. This portrayal underscores the cultural richness and complexity of Assam's social fabric. Assam is a significant region situated on the northeastern frontier of British India, resembling an arm extending from the Asian continent. It emphasizes that civilization, represented by the British influence, is reaching far into the heart of this area, which was previously shrouded in what is described as barbaric darkness. Assam is highlighted not just as a part of India, but also as a crucial link between India and China, as well as a natural passage through the Himalayan range into Tibet and northern Asia. It mentions the construction of roads to facilitate the movement of evangelization, civilization, and commerce to the northern Mongolian races. Furthermore, the passage mentions the development of infrastructures such as railways and steamers, which are now running through the length of the valley. This indicates a rapid modernization and connection of Assam to the larger world, bringing along with it the influences of civilization and progress. Page 2. In the rugged expanse of the Himalayan region, where jagged peaks pierce the sky and valleys wind like hidden pathways, diverse tribes found their way, each following its own mysterious path of migration. Some, bearing the unmistakable features of the Mongol, traversed the vast steppes of the north, their journey marked by nomadic wanderings until they descended in scattered groups upon the edges of Tibet. Others, of different lineage yet driven by the same restless spirit, ventured upwards from the lands of Burma and Siam, navigating the treacherous maze of mountains until they reached the valley below. Here, amidst fertile pastures and towering heights, they established their presence, their movements echoing the ebb and flow of ancient history. Among these enigmatic tribes, the Garos, speaking the Tibeto-Burman tongue, emerged as the first to come into our awareness. Within the confines of their remote settlement, nestled amidst the formidable Garo Hills, they bore witness to a saga as fierce as their reputation and as captivating as their surroundings. Concealed within the heart of their mountainous domain, they defied all attempts at intrusion, their territory deemed impregnable and their people deemed uncivilized by neighboring communities. For over a century, even as the surrounding lands embraced the tranquility of British rule, these jungle-clad crags remained a bastion of defiance, a sanctuary for those who commanded fear and respect alike. Perched at the gateway to Assam, the Garo Hills formed a formidable barrier, a natural bulwark protecting the Assam Valley from the expanse of Mymensing and Sylhet. Like a sentinel thrust forward to guard against incursions from the Burmese frontier, this range stood as a testament to the enduring spirit of its inhabitants and the untamed beauty of its landscape. Page 3. Nestled like a rough fist poised at the edge of eastern Bengal, the Garo Hills command attention with their commanding presence. Stretching for 200 miles, this arm-like range serves as a formidable barrier, deflecting the river's course as it sweeps majestically towards the sea. Despite their exposed position, the Garo Hills find themselves both vulnerable and protected, facing the open expanse of the plains yet shielded by the sweeping curve of the river and the rugged back hills of the range. This natural configuration bestows upon the hills the characteristics of a fortress, with the mighty river serving as its moat. However, despite their imposing stature, the Garo Hills have seldom played a decisive role in the fate of the surrounding valley. Their resistance, if any, has been marked more by silent intimidation than overt confrontation, with most of their actions motivated by self-preservation. Historical records indicate only one instance where the Garos actively intervened in the affairs of Assam, aligning themselves with the Ahams to repel a Muslim incursion in 1671. Legends, shrouded in the mists of time, hint at a deeper connection between the Garo people and the region they inhabit, with tales of a mythical king named Shanka, who purportedly founded the ancient city of Gar, a city that stood as the capital of Bengal for millennia. As for the valley itself, it unfolds as an elongated, fertile plain, its western reaches offering a wide and inviting passage from Hindustan. Yet, as one ventures deeper into its heart, the landscape transforms into a labyrinth of knotted paths known only to the indigenous inhabitants. Flanked by the towering mountains and punctuated by fever-ridden swamps, the valley's natural defenses make it akin to a cul-de-sac, limiting access to those who are intimately familiar with its secrets. Flowing gracefully through this landscape, the Brahmaputra River, revered for its divine origins, bestows upon the valley a sense of sanctity, its waters considered as sacred as those of the renowned Ganges, into which it ultimately merges. Page 4. In the continuation of the passage, the author vividly describes the characteristics and impact of the great river during different seasons, emphasizing its power and significance to the surrounding landscape and communities. Born on the Himalayan plateau and fed by numerous tributaries, the river winds through the sultry land gulf, gradually revealing its might as a swift and deep stream. It carves channels in its soft bed, forming sedge-grown flats of river-built land known as chur. The river's current varies, at times rushing dangerously, while elsewhere flowing placidly past temples and bungalows. During the rainy season, the river transforms into a brimming flood of wild yellow waters, spreading over fields and jungles towards the foothills. This annual flooding deposits fertile silt, enriching the land. However, the flood can also be devastating, with the thunder of falling banks, floating wreckage, and entire villages submerged, leaving only the tops of houses visible. The unstoppable force of the current evokes a sense of unleashed power, an unforgettable spectacle. Overall, the passage paints a vivid picture of the river's dynamic nature and its profound impact on the surrounding environment and communities. Page 5 and page 6. The author provides a detailed depiction of the Valley of Assam, describing it as unparalleled and enticing to conquerors, yet maintaining a sense of isolation from the outside world. The valley is portrayed as a rich and fertile land with abundant natural resources and a thriving commerce, but its potential remains only partially realized, and its inhabitants seem somewhat detached from global affairs. The author delves into the historical and religious significance of the region, recounting its role as a stage for great dramas, both religious and military. Legends speak of the hero Sri Krishna visiting the valley, and it became a center for the tantric form of Hindu worship, characterized by its bloody and licentious rituals, notably centered around the goddess Kamakya. Ethnological deposits scattered across the valley's floor reveal the remnants of diverse cultures and civilizations that once inhabited the region. Various tribes and nations clashed for supremacy, with Afghan adventurers advancing from Bengal and Mongolian and Burmese hordes descending from the north. The mountains, though impassive witnesses to these conflicts, offered no hindrance to the warring factions. As tribes retreated to the safety of the hills and dense jungles during these incessant conflicts, some, like the Garos, likely migrated to their current homes in the region. The passage vividly portrays the complex history and cultural tapestry of the Valley of Assam, marked by both religious fervor and territorial strife. Continuing from the previous passage, The author describes how the tribes in the Valley of Assam, having lost their primitive strength and reduced to mere clusters of barbarous clans, retreated to a wild retreat. This retreat served as a lair where they could lie in wait, hidden and ready to spring upon their prey. The author portrays this refuge as akin to a den of wild beasts, inhabited by fierce and savage men. It was left alone for a long time due to its inhospitable nature. Within this lair, the tribes were governed by their most primal instincts and beliefs, which included gruesome superstitions that struck fear into the hearts of even the Bengalis. The passage evokes a sense of primal wilderness and danger, depicting the tribes as both fierce predators and creatures of superstition. It highlights the isolation and untamed nature of the region, emphasizing the stark contrast between the civilized world and the untamed wilds of Assam's interior.